Eventually, I started up my own little company, and like you, I was just a good door knocker, man. And I'd roll on in with my New Zealand accent, and I'd throw out a "G'day, mate." I never say "G'day, mate" ever, unless I'm on a sales call, because they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, where are you from?"
Still send emails. Sent one this morning. Howdy, partner.
Yeah,
Even though they're not partners yet, they
yeah,
will be.
yeah.
So,
I love that.
even though they're not a mate yet, they will be a mate.
Coffee, micro markets, and vending dreams. Breakroom legends and winning teams. Neil drops gold from behind the scenes. Hey guys, welcome to the Neil from New Zealand show. I'm very excited about today's guest, Brandon Brooks. I'm so excited that I even busted out my famous New Zealand All Black rugby jersey. Brandon, welcome to the show.
What's up, Neil? Long time no talk.
I know, right? I'm excited to chat today. And I think out of all the videos I've put across to date about the vending and refreshment industry, smart coolers, micro markets, this one a lot of people are going to be interested in, because the one thing about you, I'm in that area as well, but not as good as you, is you know how to get accounts. And you've got no business until you can start landing accounts.
All those machines, I call it wall art. They're wall art until you get them working for you. Without a location, nothing moves. No one moves. And your history and what you've done for people, I can't even put a value on what you've done, because nobody can move without location. I'm glad we're talking about this today.
Yep.
I spend probably an obscene amount of time studying every day, and I learn every day on how to land more locations and
Yeah.
dominate the market.
Yeehaw! AI vending cowboy coming to you on location here in Dallas, and I gotta tell you, this is a gold rush for everybody. A gold rush in AI.
Quick, let's get into a little bit about your background. How long have you been in this industry and how did you get started?
I invested it with my son, as a lot of guys start. You want to build something with your son. Around 10 years ago, a little money somewhere, and wanted to get my son going and let him put him on the entrepreneur path. He had
Yep.
a desk job, and I'm like, hey man, I got a little money. Let's invest in something that is a hard asset that we can use our money to make money. So we invested in that. I invested that for him. He got going, and he was doing okay with it. Great. And then I lost an account or two, like we all do.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? I'm moving there from Florida, and we're going to salvage my investment. Uh,
Okay.
so moved down there, and slowly but surely acquired accounts. Very, very difficult. No different than it is now to try to get accounts. Eventually, we built a pretty good route. I had some acquisitions in there with a couple of vendors getting out. COVID really helped us because a lot of guys were getting out. They didn't want to do card readers. They were stuck in the cash thing. So made some quick, probably picked up a $500,000 in sales between him and I during COVID. And then once things came back around, I was like, oh, everything's fine. And
Yep.
then, life happens, you get married, and then like, okay, I think I need to sell. So sold
Yeah.
my business to it's funny, a current client of mine that I still grow their business. So I sold that, and my son eventually sold his. And what happened when I noticed when I sold, like you had Oren on, there's no one to turn to. So
y-
I just kind of figured out how to sell, about $700,000 worth of vending locations, and no one helped. No one was around. I just started asking and posting. I'd go to, maybe AVS and figure out, like, what do I do? Like, who will I sell this to? Who has 100 grand? Who has
Yeah.
whatever? And no one really knew. So I eventually found a way to do it. And when I sold mine, said, okay, I'm going to start helping other vendors
Yeah.
sell.
Yep.
So that was good. I started brokering deals. And then what I didn't realize at the time, I was brokering deals, and the vendor would move off to a tropical island with his money, and I would get stuck with the new client. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Brandon, I just invested this. What else can you give me? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so I need to grow your business too.
Yeah.
So I started growing people's business. And so I started learning the broker end of it, plus the
Yep.
scaling end of it,
Mhm.
people, because that's a little uncomfortable to scale other
Yeah.
people's business. But
Yeah.
I understood I had to strike a balance between them making a bunch of money and me profiteering somewhat
Yeah.
as well. and then slowly just acquired such a client network, of probably $10 million in clients looking for more business. And that just fuels my every day. I
Yeah.
know that they need business and I can get more business,
Yeah.
but I have to go do it.
Right. And
they'll-
so they have an option, right? They can hire a salesperson, and a good salesperson has to be trained. You've got a salary, you've got commission, you've got benefits, or they can just come and hire you,
Yeah,
right?
I frankly think these days a salesperson is almost unhireable. The way that I do it, and probably
Yeah.
the way that you did it. No, who you gonna hire these days that will door knock, pass out flyers,
Yeah.
cold call, email, close deals
Yeah.
for what?
Yeah.
This generation is like, oh, that's
Yeah.
too difficult. I'll go do Uber Eats. So TikTok.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a talent. So, hey, so when you go out and get your accounts, you were door knocking to start.
Door knocking.
Just
Yeah.
going from building to building to building. You'd walk in and boom, you'd come up against the receptionist, the first line of defense, right?
The gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper, yeah. And I always would know, like, when because time is, you're on a clock when you're door knocking. You can only hit so many doors in a day. So when I walk in and knock on a door and I walk up to, let's say, Nancy, and I'm like, hey, I'm just in the area and I'm a local vendor here and we do some vending. And they're like, oh no, we like Tom. We've had him for 20 years. I turn around and leave.
Yeah,
I turn around,
really.
I waste my time
Yeah.
trying to convince the gatekeeper
Yeah.
I'm going to beat her buddy, because Tom's done a good job going in there, leaving her samples,
Yes.
holiday cookies, whatever.
Yeah.
He knows that gatekeeper is
Yeah.
protecting his
So
investment.
what you're saying, right, there you go, protecting the investment. The vendor knows that your gatekeeper is crucial to keeping out other vendors. So
That's
you
right.
throw them a few snacks, a few drinks, say hi, keep that relationship going so they close that door to the next vendor.
I mean, relationships to this day, it's 2025, and
Yeah.
relationships are the most meaningful part about our entire business ever. A lot of people want a discount, shaking a
Yeah.
hand and giving stuff free away though. But,
Yeah. Yep.
man, there's, I'll give you a unique view of what I view a vending route is. I don't look at vending route as, hey, this location is cash flowing, $100,000 a year or whatever it may be. I look at it as every single day, it's your job to protect that investment. It's going to come weekly, your disbursements. The real tranche is when you go to sale. So keep that relationship, do what it takes to keep that relationship intact, keep that gatekeeper happy, management happy,
Yep.
give them Monster, give them Red Bull, always give away product, not money.
Exactly. Quick sponsor's message to help pay the bills.
Want your customers to order more often? Tech2 Success brings you T2 Order, the smarter online ordering platform for office coffee and pantry, built to keep your customers stocked and coming back. Visit tech2success.com/T2Order to learn more.
That's a good point. Hey, so real quick, let's just touch on that. So a newbie coming into this industry, a lot of people used to enter our world because they were really good mechanically. Maybe they were really good at fixing machines, but they weren't good with people. Where is that balance? I always felt like you've got to be a people's person first. You don't necessarily have to be a great salesperson. It does help, but you've got to understand relationships, because you've got to keep those gatekeepers, keep them happy. You've got to keep your facility managers happy. And then all the hundreds of people that are shopping out of your machines, you kind of got to keep them happy too. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, just like, you have a guy that specializes in his talent is fixing compressors and motors in the back of snack machines and arms on a Bevmax. Everybody kind of has their lane. And I think a lot of vendors, they might be great mechanics, they might be great fillers. They just don't have that skill for relationships. And that's me, because I can do things they can't do.
Yeah.
Vice versa. My mover was here this morning picking up machines and moving it because he has a skill that I have to pay for.
Right.
So it's really, I think that when vendors understand that that's not their lane, that you have to pay for that lane, because you can go save tens of thousands of dollars a year in repairs because you can do it. Vice versa, you can pay somebody to do another skill that you can't do. The
Yeah.
unicorn out there is the guy, unlike me, that in relationships, maintain, scale, and fix equipment and
Yeah.
move machines.
Yeah.
That's where those are unique people to find. You know a lot more people out here. I don't know of any that can really kind of do it. I'm a guy
Yeah.
that I have a
Yeah.
problem, I call my technician, and if he charges me 250 or
Yep.
300, I don't like it,
Same.
but
Same.
I
Yeah.
it's just not my skill. So going back, I think people need to realize that maybe those relationships is not their skill.
Yeah.
And even when I sell accounts, I tell the vendor, because I already know, I'm like, hey, you just spent a lot of money. I'm going to continue to come in here, pop my head in,
Yep.
say hello, like basically be a mayor. How's
Yeah.
everything going,
Shaking hands, kissing
I'll be,
babies.
I'll be the one who drops them by something for
Yeah.
Christmas. You
Yeah.
just do your job. I'll do mine.
Yep.
And that seems to be, I just try to let the vendor know I'm not trying to impose.
Yep.
All I'm doing is protecting your investment you spent with me. And they're like, go right ahead, dude.
Love
You know,
it. Yeah.
because they know that I have no interest
Yeah.
in getting an
Yeah.
account. I have no
Yeah.
interest in filling an account. My interest is to help them grow so they buy
Yeah.
more.
I totally understand about what you were saying about your skill set, because I can jump on here and do a podcast quite easily. We've developed the Zippy Assist program. That's the #1 customer service platform in our industry. But last week during the Thanksgiving break, I painted this white wall behind me. I used a hand roller with a handle about that long, so I had to go right up to the roof and bend over to do it. And after 2 hours of painting this freaking wall behind me, I walked away. My hands were locked up and cramped. And I'm like, I'm never painting again, man.
That's
This
right.
is not what I do. I'd rather do things like this.
That's right. That's the way I feel about, what you asked me is
Yep.
that,
Yep.
focus on your skill set and be the best at it. If you're the best technician, the best route runner, your best machine, the best selection, you focus on that. The money will come, but
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay for that skill set for
For that
somebody else.
other skill set. There's a great book that I read. It's called Rocket Fuel. And Rocket Fuel is about when one person with a certain personality meets and forms a business with another skill set and personality, and together they just take off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And those marriages are hard to find,
yeah, definitely.
either to your wife or your business partner.
Yeah, exactly right. It can go rocket, but maybe
Yeah.
rocket in the wrong direction.
I have a really good set of vendors around me that they
Yeah.
understand me and I understand them.
Yeah.
So we stay in our lane and they kind of rely on me to do my
Yeah.
skill, do my thing. And
Totally.
they know
Yep.
that my best interest is in them. So that
I
takes a
love that.
while.
I love it. I love it. Hey, so on a daily basis, just say, all right, it's time to be in sales mode. What do you do? Do you drive into a particular area and just target and start looking around at how many cars are in the parking lot and then just boom, walk up to the door and off you go?
Yeah, there's a couple things. I can give you an example that yesterday. So some of my business model is I will take an existing account,
Yep.
and flip it into or convert it into a more modern smart cooler account. Or maybe it's got a Royal and a snack 660 or a Royal 660 and a snack. And I'm like, hey, do you realize that if we upgrade this, we can increase your sales? So yesterday I was doing that for a customer. We were placing a 660 with a Bev Max and getting it all situated. Got in my car. I was all, oh man, it looks great. Got a lead come in on the website because I have about 5 or 6 websites that I do SEO on. Had a lead come in and I stop, drop, and roll. I text that customer and, I ended up going to that account and getting that account. But in the meantime, so if I'm in the neighborhood of going to that quick
Yep.
meeting, you bet you believe it, even though I don't want to stop, I'm hitting 6 doors around there,
Wow.
knocking on
That's
doors.
skill.
hey, by the way, we service your neighbor next door. Happy to put
Yeah.
you on the route. We also service this location in the area. Just letting you know, we're in the business park every day. I'd like to just show you this. It's kind of an icebreaker, but I take that moment it doesn't matter if I go there to fix a machine, which I don't fix many. Maybe I
Yeah.
go there for a quick meeting for something. I usually don't waste an opportunity. It's just in me, I
Yeah.
just gotta stop at that 80 car, 100 car, 200 car.
Yeah.
It's next door. Like, why
Yeah.
would just, it doesn't cost me much, just a little bit of time. And then, okay, let's say I walk in and I have a positive meeting. Oh my God. Now I'm like knocking on 10 more because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Now you're fired up.
now I'm fired up. Like, oh man, got my juices flowing, and I'm like, oh man, the thrills in the hunt, I mean,
Oh
the
my
money
gosh.
will come,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
hunting, I don't hunt animals, I raise animals.
Yep.
So my hunting is accounts, and I just get off on it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like it. I love it because I'm good at it, and I know
Yeah.
that I can profiteer off of it as well. Everybody
Yeah.
can, actually.
Oh
So
my gosh.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like that. But there's days where I will do some data work and try to get emails and
Yeah.
stuff, and people target the right people. See, that's another thing, is you have to target the right people at the
Yeah.
location. You can't just, swing and send an
Yeah.
email to the
Yeah.
receptionist. It ain't going to happen. So you have to spend time on getting to the right operations manager, HR email. They got to find a valid email from them and send off. So I'll do tranches of, it might be 10 to 15 emails a day, just kind of a little bit at a time. I don't really cold call anymore. I used to quite a bit, but it is a skill that I should use more. So every day, maybe, let's say I did cold call. Let's say I did get a meeting. Again, that meeting, I will go ahead and cover that territory of that place I had the meeting at. So it's kind of like everything feeds off of
Yep.
everything, an
Right.
opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm buying a car,
Yep.
I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna buy this car. I like this car. I'm here. What's your vending situation like? Can I go there? I noticed this. I noticed
Exactly.
this
Yeah.
opportunity you have, and
Yeah.
I've gotten accounts that way. I
Yeah.
have a funny story. I was with Ron Barrett in Houston, and we were sitting down in a meeting, and I had this all like lined up for this presentation for this guy. Been working on it a while. Sat in the GM's office. Service director came in. It was at a high profile dealership, and I was like, "Hey, you know what? If you switch to me, I'll buy a car from you
Yeah.
today."
Yep.
They zinged me though, man. Don't say that. I'm prepared now. They said, "You buy a car first,
Okay.
and then we'll give you the account."
Okay. This is the battle of the two sales guys.
Yeah, I didn't do it because Ron's not. I like Ron. He ain't worth a
Yeah.
Tundra, 50
Yeah.
grand.
Exactly.
So now I changed that strategy. But so my point is doesn't matter if I take my kids I don't have kids,
Yeah.
grandkids to the zoo,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm checking things out, and
Yeah.
if I see an opportunity, somewhere, you better believe it. I'm going to ask that lady,
Yeah.
hey, by the way, who is you have an operations manager that's usually here? Can I get her email from you? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's Renee. Let me
Yeah.
send your email. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, I was in there this weekend with my grandkids. Great, but I noticed this. I noticed this opportunity. You could offer
Yeah.
more for the employees, and so
Yep.
just always looking.
Always be on the hunt. Hey, so if you do cold call, what are you walking in with? Are you walking in with A, your personality, but B, what have you got? Business cards? Have you got brochures? Do you send them to a website?
That's a good question. It's like, it's certain days I'll do certain things.
Yeah.
This day and age that we're in, and I've been vocal about this as much as I can, but we now have an opportunity to cold call with something different, which
Mhm.
is the AI smart coolers, and that's really all I spend my time on. I don't waste my time on vending or markets. I just don't I don't see the value in what I do. I see the value in me being effective.
Yeah.
And smart coolers, even the phone call, I can lead with something like, first of all, you want to be on the phone. You want to be, hey, Mary, like, oh man, you staying warm this morning? It sure was cold this morning. It all starts
Yeah.
with a simple conversation,
Yep.
and then you ease into it. Hey, we have these these new modern technology, image recognition systems. You got to be careful with the vending, because
Yeah.
you immediately they're thinking, oh, he's salesman. And
Yeah.
then
Totally.
I progress into, yes, we do drinks and snacks, by the way, but these image recognitions can do anything. You
Yep.
could be selling PPE, which is
Yep.
glasses, and gloves, and frozen food, ice cream. I'm not here to replace your vendor.
Mhm.
I am here to complement your vendor and enhance their experience. And then that's a pretty good way when you're not offering us something unique. You're not telling them that, hey, you have to get rid of Tom.
Yeah.
He's been a
Right.
great guy. You got to
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I'm asking you to simply let the employees vote on what they have,
Right.
and let them vote. And if you're open
Yeah.
to that, I'm happy to let you try one of these out. I'll bring it
Yeah.
by for 30 days. You can try it. If not, just call me. I'll pick it up.
Yeah. Totally. And Tom could be a great guy. And congratulations, Tom, for hanging on to that account with those crappy machines for this long. But yeah, there is so much better technology out there today and people don't know about it. They're happy with Tom and his 25-year-old snack and soda machine because they just love Tom.
That's right. Yeah.
But they're actually letting their employees down.
Exactly. And that's the way you frame it, is employee retention, employee engagement, employee enhancement. What employers want to hear. They
Yeah.
don't want to hear that you're offering a better vending solution. They want to hear you're offering a better employee experience and retention solution and
Yeah.
enhancement. That's what
That's
they
it.
want to hear.
Yep. I totally agree.
So I think that's the better way to go it now. It is difficult to frame that to people and like let them see what you're offering, but you'd be surprised. A lot of new employers these days are looking for any way to retain employees.
Totally. Or
So
even get them back into the office, right? Because COVID turned
True.
everyone into a hybrid worker. Now they're trying to rope them back into the office. So you need fancy things in the office, of which the break room is a big part of it, with the new smart coolers, beautiful coffee systems, fruit maybe, nice water. There's all sorts of different ways that you can utilize refreshment equipment to get them back in.
I know some vendors don't want to hear this, but I'll tell any big vendor that it is your responsibility to upgrade your accounts. And if you lose one because you didn't upgrade because you're holding on to your money,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's your responsibility to protect that investment. And so if you know that those smart coolers are out there, you can protect that big account. If it's an important account, I mean, just put one there. Just let the location know you have a better solution, because some guy, it's not me, it's going to be somebody else.
Yep.
It happens. It happened
Oh my gosh.
It happened to my son and other people. He got replaced by a smart cooler, just like we got replaced by a micro market when Canteen got it in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to tell people, you got it. I know we don't want to do it, but you need to protect your investment.
Yep.
By offering those.
Yep. I love that. Hey, I've been in this business now 30 years. And when I came from New Zealand and I landed as a sales rep with Coke. And my job was to bump around the Bay Area and call on the vending companies and just be their support. And I fell in love with the entrepreneurship that these guys were doing. They all left corporate America because they got burnt out and they wanted their own little vending company. And because they were highly skilled, they grew it to like 2, 4, 5 million a year plus. And a good example is a good mutual friend of ours, Matthew, out of Surpass Vending, right? Same thing. He was a mechanic and he realized that, man, this is a freaking hard job, man. I want my own business. And then he stumbled into vending. But I was so intrigued about the entrepreneurship and how these guys started. And I used to sit in their office. We'd talk Coca-Cola for like literally 5 minutes. And then it's like, so you're telling me you cold call a business, you get a free Coke machine in there from Coke, and you put a snack machine in there, and then you come back once a week and you're pulling out $250 a week? He goes, yeah. And then you do that times 300 locations. I'm like, what? I can do this. I can do this. And so eventually I started up my own little company, and like you, I was just a good door knocker, man. And I'd roll on in with my New Zealand accent, and I'd throw out a "G'day, mate." I never say "G'day, mate" ever, unless I'm on a sales call, because they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, where are you from?" And we'd talk New Zealand for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'd hone in on that vending machine. So,
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, I still send emails. Sent one this morning. Howdy, howdy, partner.
yeah,
Even though they're not partners yet, they
yeah,
will be.
yeah,
So,
I love that.
even though they're not a mate yet, they will be a mate. So,
Yes, yeah,
just stuff like that.
it's
You and I have probably the same feeling on that, on how to
definitely,
do it, but it's definitely a skill. And once you realize it, like you helped other people grow, that's pretty much what I do. I help people grow, but I do a lot of hands-on. Like I'm in there in the trenches with them. You
yeah,
know, I'm handling things,
yeah.
So,
You're handling the business.
my mover, they don't know what to do. They don't know who to
Yeah,
call. I'm like, here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get a machine from here. We're going to move it there. We're going to take that one
yeah,
there. We're going to put this one here. We're
yeah,
going to, so I'm kind of reorganizing their route because I know what to do. And I understand that, frankly, that is a business, just like
yeah,
you created a business that other people couldn't do and that needed. So,
yeah, yeah.
um, and,
when
and
I when I was out banging on doors, I live in Silicon Valley, and I'm totally surrounded by innovation and web technology and now AI. And I'm just curious. I would say one of my several skills is obliviousness, resilient, and super curious about everything. I'm always listening. And I heard this stuff about websites. So back 20 years ago, I don't know how long ago it was actually, but I was the first vending company in the Bay Area to have a little website. And without any SEO, it automatically shot to the top because there was no competing websites. And all of a sudden, I start get all these leads come flying in from the web, and I'm like, wow, I wonder if other vending companies are doing this. And I bounced around and no one was. And so the best decision I've ever made in my life, one of the best decisions was I'm going to sell my vending company and I'm going to become the website guru for the vending industry. So here we are 20 years later, just sold to Cantaloupe. We built 600 websites. I transitioned from what I call cold calling to digital cold calling, websites, testimonials online, Google business reviews, all the same things as knocking on doors. It's just doing it online, social media, LinkedIn. When did you? Because I've heard in this conversation already, you got 5 websites. You're now learning SEO. When did you transition from cold calling, knocking to the web?
I'm so behind. If I had you in my life, you know, I would have sold. I would have sold for a lot more if I would have
Yeah,
used that technique a long time ago. I probably honestly 2 years ago I
yep,
started understanding how effective SEO was. I had some colleagues around me
yeah,
that were using it and using you actually,
yep, yeah,
and
yep.
I
Ron,
never. Well, Jeremy too, TGL,
yep,
was a good friend. I bought my first snack machines from him. He ran a special. I'll never forget. Buy three, get one free. And I bought some with him. Jeremy,
yes,
TGL.
definitely, yep. TGL,
So
yeah,
he was an early customer of yours, and he kept growing. I'm
yeah,
like, oh my God, dude, this, we're doing 700,000. This guy's, a couple million. Like, what are we doing differently? He's that much better than me, but
yep,
maybe he is, dude. He just kept growing and growing. And then I met Ron. He's a big guy. And then I met a few other people. I'm like, who are you guys using? They're, oh, Vin Central. But they wouldn't tell me until I got out of the business.
yeah,
That's a problem that's a problem that
yes,
you probably struggle with is they want to
yeah,
keep your service close. Cause what happens is that you start diluting, but those guys really, I know that they invested in that per monthly plan,
yeah,
and it was the best ROI they could have ever spent
yeah,
doing that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. So I built a website. I built another website. Actually, I built one and I got a lead
yeah.
after 30 to
Oh,
60 days. And I'm
yeah,
like, oh my God. So I rode that out. Then I built another one. Then I built another one. And then I started getting customers that needed to grow. I'm like, well, you can use my website, not really rental.
Yeah.
I will use my leads to grow your business.
Yeah.
And then I just started growing from there. I'm like, okay, let me build you your website, and
Yeah.
you manage. I will manage your website. When you get a lead, call me. Let me close it if it's
Yeah.
too big. So
Yeah.
then,
I
and
like
then
that.
that client led to another client. Now I have a service, venreach.com, where people choose that service to do that, and they log in, or they create what they want. There's a couple of different packages there because I offer discounted equipment, I offer coaching, training, closing the deal.
Yeah.
Mine is not. Yours was leads.
Yeah.
Mine's more of a full turnkey
Yeah.
service where top
Yeah.
to bottom, if they choose that package.
Yeah.
Access to me, not that great, but access to me can really get you through a hump if you need it,
Yeah.
on how to, like, Brandon, how I got a lead here and they have 3 bids. Like, what do I do? Well,
Yeah.
you need me.
Yeah.
But if you
Bring
call
me
me
in.
if you call me with a 45-person account, I'm like, you got
Yeah.
this. But if you
You're
call
like the gun shooter. You're like the gun shooter back in the
Mariano
olden.
Rivera, they call me.
Yeah. They used to bring you in when there was a problem, man. And you were going to be quick to draw that gun.
Hey man, I went in, I talked to a buddy yesterday, and I informed him that I got a lead from his big account, and I know his account. He's doing a
Yeah.
couple grand a day out of this account. And I
Oh,
told him,
wow.
and
Big
this is
dog.
the 3rd time I've told him,
Yeah.
you need to
Yeah.
button that up, because
Yeah.
they're on my website and they look, but I know you have that account. I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know. And
Good.
those guys really respect that.
Very.
I
That
leave
is
a lot of
great.
money on the table,
Yeah.
but I just can't. It's better for me to inform them.
Yeah. You
Uh,
want long-term money rather than
yeah,
short-term hits. Having been respected, like what you just said, is amazing, and it'll come. And you'll also keep the respect of the other vendor. I like that.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually doing a co-bid on an account where he's going to handle the coffee portion. So
Yeah.
my point was that he said, well, if I got Mariano Rivera knocking on my door, I need to get in there and salvage this thing. I'm like, you get
Yeah.
your ass in there.
Yeah.
You need to do
Yeah.
something, because they're
Yeah.
looking. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
That's when you bring out Zippy and you add Zippy to the portfolio. So,
He does have
when
Zippy.
there are, yeah. Oh,
Does-
good. Good.
Yeah, he has
Good.
Zippy.
Yeah.
I can close deals that people know it. So when I do
Yes. I
talk,
love that. Yeah.
a lot of times I don't even tell them that I know that account they have, because
Yeah.
I don't tell them that I walked the facility tour until I saw your name on the machines
Yeah.
and I left.
Yep. Yep. Hey, one of the things I love what you just said is a multi-website strategy. So I spent 20 years analyzing the web and vending and how it relates. What I always have said is have one beautiful website that is your company website, right? And that could be like a fishing boat, right? Your fishing boat is your beautiful website. But then you got to go out into the ocean. You got to put down a lot of hooks and traps to get the fish. And that could be multiple websites, because different websites can speak to different things. One is, you could have an office coffee website, a dedicated office coffee website that only spoke about coffee. So when that person lands on it, boom, they're dialed in. But that philosophy changed over time because it takes so much work and effort from a search engine optimization perspective to get those websites live. And if Google comes along and does an algorithm change and all those websites drop back to the 2nd or 3rd page, to bring all 4 or 5 of them back up online is super difficult. So what I moved back to is just a one really good website strategy with a real emphasis on the creation of content. My philosophy on SEO is great. Of course, you want to SEO your site, but there's only 1 in 20 people actually coming on to Google to search to try to find you. There's 19 other people sitting in their office who are happy with Tom and his shitty ass vending machines. And so the way that you can get to those 19 is through superior content creation and just posting. And that is a kind of a different technique to get to those 19. And so that's kind of why I've shifted in doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I definitely need to do a better job, and I have it a focus of 2025. I didn't do it in content B2B, direct to the business, videos to
Yeah.
the business,
Yep.
and Facebook and Meta can help you target that to
Yeah.
get to some of those business. And I need to, because I think I've told you this before. My issue with that is I need a studio. I need
Yeah.
to be in front of a smart cafe, smart cooler setup and do the
Yeah.
video. The problem is
Yes.
I'm all out on location. I can't
Yeah.
really walk in with my video guy,
No.
set up in a
In a
business
break
and shoot
room.
a video and say, this
Yeah.
is what it looked like. That's been one of my biggest hurdles, is because it takes time and planning. And,
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of those guys. Well, yeah, I know I need to do that, but I'll do it next month.
Yeah.
And here we are, December 3rd, and I haven't done it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2020.
You've got a company in Dallas, I believe it's Dallas, and they're humongous on YouTube. And what they did is they went out and were creating content around shooting basketball shots. They would do funny shots. They'd like throw a freaking basketball off the Dallas Cowboys stadium into a basketball hoop that's down on the field, right? And then they started dropping basketballs out of planes. And then what they decided to do was what you just said. They decided to build like a fun factory in this huge warehouse so they could just create fun YouTube videos. I have a beautiful office here around me, and it's just generally me. It's quite big. I've got this beautiful brick wall here. That's why I painted the back. I want to turn this into a break room studio so I can just shoot more content.
That's cool, like a break room,
A
like
break room,
cool break room.
a cool break room. I mean, that's one of our platforms, coolbreakrooms.com. But
Yeah,
I'm the same way. I want to produce amazing content. So today, this is a sort of a podcast type format where we just have a Joe Rogan style chat. But, I want to create lots of little fun in micro markets, in smart coolers, coffee stations. But it's hard to shoot it
it's
without
hard.
having, yeah,
We need Cantaloupe to build us or one of these 365, I guess, build us like a studio,
a
you know,
studio.
and
Yeah,
let people come in and shoot content. You know,
exactly. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, you get to shoot content here, but you have to use our
yeah.
equipment in the background. Like, that's fine. I don't have to build a studio. I would do that.
Yeah, I think
I,
I'm going to do it here. I just need a few more wins, and I've already got the beautiful whiteboards over here to the left. I've got this whole wall of glass whiteboards that I can brainstorm. I've got couches, but I need to get rid of those. Well, not the couches, but get rid of some of the other things and bring a micro market in, bring a coffee station in, and then just shoot content. Because like real estate, right? Location, location, location. What we're doing here in the new way of doing sales, it's content, content, and more amazing content. And if you hit one viral, and not even viral, even if say your content's buzzing around 50 to 100 views, which is not a lot, but then all of a sudden one hits 5,000, boom.
yeah.
All of a sudden you get two people call you up.
Yeah, I think, Jaime Ibanez has been proof of that. His YouTube channel over the years, he's a local guy
Yes.
here in Dallas, and
Yes.
he probably won't give anybody a number on how many accounts he's gotten through his YouTube channel, but I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of his growth is through YouTube, and
Yeah.
maybe somebody, facilities manager, watches his, videos, say, hey, I like this guy. First of all, I
Yeah.
like this guy.
Yeah.
We're struggling here with Tom. He's about ready to retire. Can you come to our location? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a video. So, but I think if you do the video just for that decision maker, the video, your outcome will be better, other than people just trying to pick up on you do vending. Like, you need to have a direct content to that HR manager on enhancing their break room experience. Don't sell them vending machines, selling a break room experience and productivity and efficiency. Because that's really what we're doing, is you're selling the idea of efficiency for employees and save the company money, make the company money at the same time.
That's exactly it.
Retaining employees. So
Yep.
if you can frame a video like that, then you're going to keep people's attention.
One of the things I've learned from doing this for so long is when someone comes in online to you, they're coming to you. They're 75% already down the track to buy and now you've just got to lock them down.
There is zero, I'll tell everybody, there is nothing like an inbound lead.
Yeah,
There is
totally. Yeah,
no lead on the planet. That's
yeah,
just an inbound vending lead on
yeah,
looking for vending service. So if you got to invest in getting SEO, and you can reach me now since Neil
yeah.
doesn't do it, but
Exactly. I'm out. I'm out.
he's out. But I'm trying to build them the opportunity
Yeah,
so I can do my job. That is get them a great account, help them close it, install it
yeah,
with them, and teach them,
yeah,
and they can
yeah,
continue
yeah,
buying the VinReach service. So
yeah,
I really like to hear those testimonials because, hey man, it's doing 500 a day. I
yeah.
can't believe this.
One of the things about your social media content that I absolutely love, and I see it all, man, I see everything you do, is you'll jump on a private plane now and then, right? And you will fly straight in to
I
make
sure
that
will.
sale.
When you close big deals, sometimes you gotta fly private.
Yeah,
I mean, speed is key. Speed is key, and that's where a lot of the big companies are lacking. So much bureaucracy. Oh, I got to get this cleared with this boss. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if we can get you this.
yeah,
He's on vacation this week. I'll be back to you, dude. Okay, I'll give you an example. I
yeah,
went to the meeting yesterday, the inbound lead.
yep,
Walked in the deal. The guy was talking to me about, if I go with your company, and then what's this look like? What are you going to do here? What are you going to do there? And I told him, and I said, I can't tell you everything, but I showed him
yeah,
what I could offer. This was yesterday at 4:15.
yep.
My mover picked up the machines this morning. Two
Oh my
smart coolers.
gosh, that is quick. Wow. Sometimes it's the first person in the door that's going to land that sale. So yeah, I'm the same way. Every lead that comes my way, if I do get inbound leads from all the things that I'm doing, we have a rule that we want to reach out to them and fit within 15 minutes.
Yeah, because I had the lead come in and I was driving. I was a little nervous because it was actually the lead was similar to another account that we've gotten. So I'm like, oh God, is that the same account?
Yeah,
But it wasn't. So I was driving, texting and driving, which I
yeah,
shouldn't do, which I
yeah,
do all the time. But
yeah,
trying to find the address because I knew I
yeah,
was kind of
yeah,
like in a 15-mile radius.
yeah.
So I pulled over at a local hospital there and I called the guy, called the on the
Wow.
deal, and then I text him. I was driving,
Yeah,
5 minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, sure, come on by."
yeah.
On my
That's
way.
it. Yep.
I mean, speed is
Boom.
key, baby. Speed
Yep.
is key, and that's a good account. It's probably
Yeah.
going to be, if I had to guess, that's a $60,000 a year account.
That's awesome. And 9 times out of 10, the reason that they called you was unresponsiveness from the other vendor. So the fact that you're responding so quickly is you're showing your responsiveness. And boom, you're halfway there. That's what they're
I,
looking for.
yeah, I mean, I clearly understand the sense of urgency. What could happen if I am the first
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
If I'm the first there and I can deliver quickly and give them the security that you don't need to look at anybody else. You
Yeah,
got me.
exactly. I got big. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have everything you need.
Yeah.
Go notes. Don't click another click.
No, because
Don't
I
go
got your back.
I got you. And boom,
Yeah.
and you also want to make sure that you're texting these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just rely on email. I don't even
Yeah.
check my emails
I
anymore.
know. Yeah. That's
I check
painful.
a little bit of them, but
Yeah.
if you are following up, it's okay. Don't spam them to death, but
Yeah.
try
Right.
to reach people through a text message.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Brandon. Maybe I received some information today. Just want to touch base with you and get a phone call from you, or can I come by to a facility visit?
Yeah.
Don't always rely on them to check email because
Yeah.
not everybody's checking email these days.
That's it. I agree. Hey, so Brandon, we're on 46 minutes. I kind of keep it around here, but real quick, to us, a guy coming into this industry, what is one tip that you can give them that would help them secure their first or second or third account?
I would only pitch smart coolers, AI smart coolers, smart stores. I think that's going to be all the new people's advantage that what they have right now.
Yeah.
I would only pitch those, and I would not shy away from. I would almost focus on the locations that maybe have a micro market there, and
Yep.
that you have something better, more modern, closed-in system that has all these advantages that outdated micro market
I love it.
doesn't have. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's
Yeah.
effective. I wiped out probably 10 beautiful micro markets in the past 2 months just because I have something better, so more modern, and you have
Yeah.
something to sell. So all the new
Yeah.
people, focus on AI Smart Cooler. Don't hesitate to pitch that smart
Yeah.
cooler if they have a micro market. Sometimes vending machines are actually a little more stable because maybe kids, recreation centers, if you don't really want to do those there. But man,
Yeah.
smart coolers definitely have an advantage, just like
I love that.
in the
I
day
love that.
so
Yeah.
focus on that, and invest. Now's the time to do it because the
Yeah.
big guys will be pitching these, probably
Yep.
the next year or two. So you
Yeah.
got a small
A
window
window to
to
make it happen.
make it
Yep.
invest your money, break out
Yeah.
that Amex, do
Yeah.
monthly plan, doesn't matter. Now's your time.
Now's your time. If I was to give one piece of advice, I would say go LinkedIn. Get a LinkedIn strategy. Get your profile set up. Set your profile up that you're a Breakroom expert, and then put some nice content up, and then just spend nights at home just connecting with facility managers and office managers all around where you're at. And
Yeah.
you'll be surprised how you can land some good accounts off LinkedIn.
Also, about website, people put about us. I think that we're at an era now where if you are a vendor and you are Frankie, put yourself, don't just say about a, put some relatable, that's
Yeah,
true
I agree.
about
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
People are looking, in the day of AI is all great, but people are actually looking for a human connection. And if they
Yes.
see that you're kind of a local, you're a coach at Little League, and
Yeah.
is picture your family, something
Yes.
where people know that you're freaking real. Because let's face it, 9 out of 10 things we see these days, and the
Yeah.
operations manager, everything's
Yeah.
fake.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
be real. Be
Be
real.
real. Be real. What you were saying is pictures, 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 relatable content. One of the big things I really pushed hard at Vend Central is what you just said. I wanted the About Us pages to look amazing with all that stuff. But it was really hard to get the vendors to actually spend a little bit of time getting some nice pictures. And it was harder to do than what I thought in my brain. I just
Yeah.
couldn't get the vendors to get me the cool pictures to make them look amazing on that About Us page, rather than, like you said, look generic, because it's
Yeah.
not going to win them an account.
Yeah, I felt a little uncomfortable at first, but on AISmartCafe.com, which is one of my newer website, it's got me,
Yeah. Yeah.
meet the man, and it
Me-
tells about
I
me.
like it.
It's just when people see it and then you walk in, they're like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's totally for real. That's him. And then
Exactly.
I had
Yeah.
a facilities manager get a flyer or a brochure from me, and I guess he looked it up, saw my name, and then
Yep.
LinkedIn me. And
Oh,
he's like,
wow. Yeah.
This
They'll
guy's
ping you
for
in
real.
multiple spots.
This
Yeah.
guy's for real. I
Yeah.
want to consider him because
Yeah.
he's for real. And I think that's
Exactly.
the biggest advantage, like you said, LinkedIn, website, have it all, just be real, be the real.
Yeah.
You're going to have to put yourself out there a little bit. If
Yeah.
you can't, hire somebody that will.
Yep. That's it. Well, Brandon, listen, I really appreciate the opportunity to chat. I'm going to continue following you on social media. I'm sure there's going to be some times where I'm going to flick you a lead and you'll fly in on that private jet and nail it.
That's
And
right. I
we'll
usually
do-
build a customer for that, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. All right. Well, listen, go have a good day, and we'll be chatting
See you
soon.
in NAMA. See
Yeah,
you in
definitely.
NAMA. That's
Yep.
soon. All right.
Definitely. See you later.
Keep rocking, baby.
You too.